uh, hey guys, I know it's been a while. Welcome back to the Darksky Gaming Podcast. For like the first episode of season 3, I guess a scuffed episode of the first episode of season 3. Real quick before we get into this episode and the topic and stuff, and before we play the intro, all that, I do want to apologize for the lot of you that listen. The second season I know ended abruptly. And it was cool because we had a bunch of small creators jumping in and stuff, and we were promoting other people, and that was really cool. But we had to end abruptly because my wife was pregnant at the time. She had to stop working so much toward the end of it, and I had to pick up the slack and work an actual job for whatever reason. You know, lo and behold, somebody has to work around here. But yeah, but since then, the baby was born back in February, for those of you that care. She's great, and yeah, that's why we ended, but now I'm back. This season isn't going to be anything special compared to the first two. The first two was the same cast, of Bearded, who is here with me.
Yo, yo.
And, Symphus, who, is asleep. But, So that's what we did the first season. Second season was like a revolving cast where I tried to change people out, and I was doing small streamers and stuff. This season was going to be a season with devs and stuff because I was getting enough attention that I was talking to smaller dev studios and stuff. But unfortunately, since I had to end, we lost a lot of slack, and a lot of those people won't get back to me because my numbers aren't high enough, basically. So either way, that's what you get. But we're here for the third season. This season is just going to be, a lot of this season is just going to be getting homies in here and talking about different things and the different topics. And it's going to be a far more conversational. Symphus and Bearded, old Symphus and Bearded from the first season will be very happy about this season, because this season will be actually, kind of what they expected from the first season. So, this would be cool. This would be kind of a shoot to shit season. Either way, welcome guys. This episode we're going to be talking about the previous year, because I haven't got to comment on anything all year for the podcast, in video games and stuff. What we've been doing personally with games, our opinions on some of the state of games and everything. And yeah, thank you guys. And here we go. Okay. So to start us off, I've got some questions and a rough outline, but again, pretty conversational stuff. First of all, was there a game you were excited for this year, Bearded?
I don't think there's really Battlefield.
Battlefield
2042 was probably the one I was most excited for.
Yeah. How did that meet your expectations?
I think everybody knows how Flopfield 2042 went.
Yeah.
Kind of let everybody down.
Yeah. The thing is, the guns and stuff feel okay. Like, to me, it's not the worst game in the world.
Hit scan was garbage.
Yeah. Exactly. The hit detection just isn't there. I think Nikolai, because Nikolai was going to join us for this episode earlier, but the big thing to him is the jet ramming. Like, jet ramming has always been a thing.
I don't.
But
yeah, I don't
buy
the jet. But.
Yeah. But you could do it endlessly on this game, pretty much.
Really?
Not endlessly, but you could do it a lot. You could take out, like, probably 10 to 15 of the enemy aerial vehicles just by jet ramming, and your jet won't take any damage. There's actually a clip of Shroud when 2042 first came out.
Oh, yeah. Is that where you, was going up against a building?
Yeah. He was just ramming a bunch of the buildings and stuff, and it just wasn't blowing the jet up. It would just bounce off.
Damn hovercraft.
Yeah.
is fucking invincible.
Yeah, that thing is ridiculous. There's a hole. The thing is, on the hovercraft, there's a hole on the front. You should be able to shoot through that, right? But
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. There was one time I was just in one of those Jeeps with has a gunner on the top of it,
Yeah.
and I got shot out of it. I tried to do the same thing, and it just never hit.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And see, the thing is, my hit detection, I didn't have issues with it within the first week or so. Everyone else was having issues, and I was like, you know what, mine's working, but I have crazy internet, so it's whatever.
I had a whole bunch, but I've seen a lot of stuff on it.
What's happened to me since then, though? So I've actually stopped playing as much because I was like, I don't want to quit entirely because I think the game has potential.
For sure. I think it could. I still think once they get all the tweaks and everything out of it, it'll still probably be one of the best Battlefields that has came out.
Exactly. I
still say Battlefield 4 is the greatest one they've ever made.
Yeah, for sure. But my thing is, like, this one, I get, like, you can clearly tell they're aiming for Battlefield 4 just a little bit more advanced.
Yeah, for sure. And there's good. I mean, it's a good reason to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like the best one they'll probably aim for.
Yeah, it's like the best one that they've made.
Have you tried the Portal mode on Battlefield 2042?
I played a couple. I haven't played Battlefield. Hell, man. Last time I played was December 5th.
December 5th. Damn, bro. It's been
it's been a long time since I've played. I've got a 2 gigabyte update on it.
Yeah, it's probably been a week or two since I've played, admittedly. But yeah,
so I haven't got too hard into the Portal mode, but I've been wanting to because I know there's a bunch of cool shit you can do on there.
Everyone says that's the best part of it. Like, everything runs smooth and hit detection works on there for some reason. Like, I don't know why, because I would assume they weren't running on the same servers, but I don't know. I guess for some reason, maybe since there's less people on Portal, or I don't know. Yeah. What game did you play a lot of this year? Like, what was your main squeeze?
Well, I mean, you know how I am. I don't really have a main squeeze game that I really play. I played.
He's polyamorous
a lot
when it comes to the games.
I don't stick on the game for very long, but I played a lot of Tarkov at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. On
the last wipe, just had a new wipe here a few days ago. We've been getting back into it.
So you only wipe like every couple days. You only wipe your ass every couple days, right? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I thought. I heard you said wipe several times in a row, and I was like, dude, I can't not make the joke at this point.
Played some of that. Played Lost Ark, the Lost Ark beta.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Lost Ark 2 or whatever.
Very good. I liked it a lot. It's a very beautiful game.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for the full release.
For sure. Me and Taylor played a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's...
what else? Kind of got into played some Hell Let Loose a little bit.
Yeah.
Here a few months back. It was a pretty good one. What else did I play? I don't know.
Valheim recently.
Yep. Excuse me. Here recently, I've been getting into Valheim a lot. And I'm digging it. I didn't think I would like it. That's why I never bought it before. I was like, man, it just seems like Rust in a way.
Yeah,
and I never really liked Rust just because it was so grindy and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
this one ain't too bad.
Yeah, when Valheim came out, when I started playing Valheim with some of the homies a little bit, probably December of last year, November, December of last year, we put a lot of hours in it in a short amount of time, and
that's where we're at right now.
I was in the same boat where I was like, it's survival sandbox, and sometimes those are way too grindy and just not enough fun.
There's just something about it though that just makes it different than other games, man. I don't know. I like it though.
Oh yeah, I love it. I haven't played it in a long time because we stopped.
The building aspect of it really makes me want to kill myself, but
it's really in depth, and
dude, you gotta have shit like grounded a certain way and supported. Yeah. And dude, I built this. I got it. I built a massive house on there.
Oh yeah, we
2 stories, huge.
Once we
got
the.
Go ahead.
Once we got the building down, that's all we did was like we built
Oh
like
yeah.
we didn't need that many houses, but we built like 6 houses.
Well, see, here's the thing. Oh, we right now we have a village.
Yeah.
Like we literally have a town. It's got a DHS
A
place.
DHS.
Yeah, we got a DHS place, a trophy room. We've got a big old building for storage for our longship.
God
We've
damn.
got me and Taylor's got a house. Our buddy's got a house down. We're like up on this hill. Our buddy's got another house. I've got a tamed lox, those big animals.
Yeah, yeah.
That thing took so long to tame. I don't know if you've ever tried that.
I haven't messed with that yet.
Oh, buddy, it literally like you gotta pin it up,
Yeah.
throw a bunch of food in there, and then you just wait like 30, 45 minutes for it to get tamed, and then you can put a
Jesus.
saddle on it and ride that bitch around.
Hell yeah.
It took forever to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we took our house, and our original plan for our house was to build our house, and then we dug down underneath it into the dirt and the rock.
Mhm.
We dug down I don't know, like 30 feet or so, and we was gonna have a smelter and furnace room down there under the house, and we got it, but everything, all the ceilings and stuff that was over that part wouldn't hold themselves up.
Yeah.
So I had to, oh man, I had to adjust so much stuff. Put support beams that went all the way through the floor, down all the way to the ground, and ended up not being able to get our furnace built the way we wanted.
Yeah.
Now down there is just a big portal room.
Yeah. Originally I got into Valheim because of the bosses and stuff, fighting the bosses.
Oh, the bosses are sick.
Yeah, the bosses are sick as hell, and I think we beat the first 2 bosses. Me and
Yeah, that's where
Nick.
we're at right now too.
Yeah, and that's fun and everything, but yeah, the building and just living like is what hit home for me.
Cool.
And we stopped 100% because we were waiting for the Hearth and Home update,
And they just came out with it.
Yeah, here like a month ago or whatever, and we were gonna get back into it. We still haven't yet, unfortunately. But
well, I'll talk to you later about that.
All right.
I forgot we're in a podcast.
That's fine. Were the games? I mean, you guys have been playing Tarkov since season 1 of the podcast. Before season 1 of the podcast.
Yeah, for a while.
Which is funny because now it's kind of coming full circle, and you're still playing fucking. You're still playing EFT,
Tarkov.
bro.
It's a good game, man.
I know, man. I'm trying to get a friend.
They added the only thing we don't like. They added inertia to this wipe.
Inertia, like momentum.
Yeah, so you can't jiggle peek anyone anymore. Like if you move out behind a wall, you'll stop for a minute, and it takes you a second to move back in.
Yeah.
So you can't jiggle peek. If you just try to walk left and right, it's very, very slow. I kind of figured out a way to get past it. If you just kind of walk in like a little circle, you can kind of make it where you don't have that stutter stop.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of games that have something like that, if you like move in diagonals, it still works pretty good. I don't know if it would for that. That's just based on other gaming things.
It's a little rough. And then they made it where you can't buy any of the good ammo on the flea market. You can't buy any of like level 4 or up armor, maybe level 5 armors and up on the flea market. You can only get them through traders. And they added the scar on there.
Oh, that's sick. Can you still find the good ammo and armor and stuff?
Yeah. You can still find it everywhere.
Well, see, I kind of like that.
You just can't sell it on the market anymore. Yeah, it does make it good, and it makes it where all those little bitty items you find that you have to trade for them
everything's more valuable.
Super expensive.
Yeah.
Like a little AA green battery thing on there now is going for like 200,000 on the flea market. I don't know what it trades for, but
yeah. They had
a lot of stuff though. It's getting pretty good.
Yeah, that's always been one of my things about that game that kind of put me off. I was like, I might try to join the game like, mid wipe, like between wipes.
Yeah, it's hard.
And everyone's built up money, and they're buying all this really good stuff. So I kind of like that you have to find that good stuff. It'll still probably be hard to join in the middle of it, but I would say probably not.
I think it'd be
hard.
a little bit easier.
Yeah, because it's a lot more dependent on stuff you find. I like that though. that's kind of what interested me in the first place, and then the market thing kind of put me off.
Yeah. Yeah, the market got bad last year. They put the flea market, you had to be level 20 to get it.
Oh, dang.
And it takes a long time.
Yeah.
That was rough. They moved it down to level 15 now. But it's like, you get higher up in those levels, it takes a lot of XP to get up a level. It's it's pretty crazy.
So with Tarkov and Valheim and Battlefield and stuff like that, the games that you spent the most time on this year, would you say were they what you expected to be playing? Did you expect something else to come out and really wow you, or were you
I did not expect
pretty
to
content?
be having as much fun on Valheim as I did. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only kind of letdown, which is probably Battlefield. Everything else is about what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm playing War Thunder. Another game I'm about to want to get into is have you seen that World War III?
Yeah, it's like $15 on Steam.
Okay, well here's the thing. This game came out a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember because it was supposed to be a competitor to Battlefield. Taylor actually told me,
and
or
it came
Simphus
out
told me way
and
back
it
in the
crashed.
day. Yeah, I heard it was like bad. Like it did
I
really
bought
bad.
It a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago when it first came out. And I've had it since then, and I didn't realize it was the same game.
And so is it popping off now? Like, did they update it and fix it and stuff, or?
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like, it's supposed to be like it's actually like a legit, they've done a whole bunch of updates and stuff to it.
Hell yeah.
I definitely looked. I haven't played it yet. I'm probably going to here pretty soon, but I'll have to let you know how that goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Their players are way up.
Yeah, it's
500%.
They're sponsoring a bunch of
streamers,
like YouTubers and streamers.
Yeah.
To like give them shout outs, for their sponsorships and their YouTube videos, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty fun, just stuff I've seen. I ain't played it yet, like I said, but when it first came out, it was kind of terrible.
That's what I heard. Because I was...
it was bad. The maps were ginormous.
Yeah, Simphus got me super excited for it and showed me a bunch of trailers and like early alpha gameplay and stuff, and it looked cool. Sick as hell, yeah.
Yeah, and then you play it and you're like, well, this is not what I thought it was. But it's supposed to be way better now, and I've had the game since then, so I just like re-downloaded everything.
Yeah. I'm gonna go quickly through a list of some of the bigger games that came out this year, and a lot of these games I know for sure you probably didn't play, or I don't know if you looked into them or not, but if you did look into these games or anything, I just want to quickly get your thoughts on some of these here. I know you're not a Animal Crossing fan, but it got a new update this year.
Never played that.
I will say, admittedly, I think like Valheim, there's a lot
it may be underrated.
Yeah, well, it's not underrated. It's certainly popular.
Well,
but
yeah.
In your personal book, there, I honestly, I don't know. Do you have a Switch? Yeah. You do.
I used to.
Oh, you used to.
That kind of got taken. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah. So if you get a Switch again, I would suggest Animal Crossing.
I'm thinking about getting one. I'm supposed to go to Hawaii this year.
Hawaii?
It's like, yeah, I'm going to Hawaii this year.
Hell yeah.
The end of June. It's like an 9-hour flight.
9-hour flight.
Bro. Thinking about getting me a Switch to take with me.
Yeah, for sure. If you get a Switch, for sure, dude, I would get Animal Crossing. I see a lot of people being like, I didn't think I'd like this, and then they do, because it's just one of them games. Yeah, it's just a cozy little fun game. Yeah. Like, it's addicting because you start to collect stuff on there and do stuff. Yeah. And did you keep an eye on Deathloop? I know Simphus's cousin played a lot.
I've seen stuff on it, but I don't know, it just never looked like something. I'm not big into like single player games.
Yeah,
my big thing.
Yeah, here's my thing with Deathloop. All right. Deathloop looks great because I'm a fan of Dishonored, and it's made from the guys that make Dishonored, and it looks great in terms of being one of those types of games. But like a big thing from it was like you were gonna have multiplayer, like people like invasions, kind of like Dark Souls and stuff. Somebody was supposed to try to stop you from doing your missions or whatever. And when it came out, like this game got a lot of awards and stuff like that, and I just don't know how. It's a great looking game, and I'm sure it's very fun. But my problem with it is it was riddled with problems when it first came out, which is a lot of games nowadays, to be fair. But like there were a lot of people being like, "Oh, and still to this day, multiplayer is unbalanced." Blah blah blah. You know, why have multiplayer if it's not gonna be balanced? But
that's a lot of games. But
yeah, for sure. But it's just it got a bunch of awards, and I'm sitting here like, bro, it's without the multiplayer, it's just another Dishonored type game, which is great. Those games are great, but why is it winning so many awards? It didn't innovate on anything because all they did to innovate was they added the multiplayer thing and kind of roguelite type things where, you know, you die and you have to do it again type shit. But besides those two things, and those aren't innovations, they just threw two other elements in their game, and one of those elements was broken. It didn't even work.
Yeah.
The multiplayer was bad, the lag was bad, there was no balance to it. And I'm sitting here like, how did it win so many awards? It looks great again, but Jesus Christ, I don't think it was so deserving.
Yeah.
It like
I don't know. Like I said, I never played that one, but
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I had kind of like the sound in your voice when I brought it up is exactly how I view the game. And a lot of people I know how they view the game. And I'm sitting here like, but it's still winning awards and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll just have to play it, admittedly.
I mean, to be fair, we're only a couple people, so I guess if everyone else likes it, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I get, you know. But I only know a small minority of people, so if you know, I'm probably not getting the most diverse opinions on it in the world, but your friends you tend to agree with on games, so
yeah.
Let's see. Forza Horizon 5 came out. Did you play any of that yet?
I have not played it. I've seen it and it looks pretty sweet.
I know you and Simphus are pretty big fans of Forza Horizon. You played
Yeah, we played we played a lot of them. Or wait, no. I think I did. Did I play? I think I did play Forza Horizon 5, actually.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Which one just came out?
5 is the one that just came out. You're in Mexico.
Okay, I haven't played that one then.
Okay.
But I've seen a lot of stuff on it, and they fixed the drifting and stuff on there.
Yeah.
Because used to you couldn't hardly drift, but now like there's like legit drift cars and stuff, and it looks pretty badass.
My thing with the Forza game, like Forza Motorsports, is too much for me because it's a racing sim. Like it's supposed to be kind of realistic feeling and everything. But Forza Horizon has always been a little bit more arcadey, in a way, like a little bit looser and more lenient on you.
There's a bunch of like different game modes and stuff you can play.
Yeah,
we played a lot of Infected.
Yeah. I remember watching a video on Synthesis channel.
A lot of YouTube videos out for that. Us and our buddies we went to high school with.
Yeah. Let's see. Halo Infinite came out. You played that yet?
Nah, I ain't played Halo.
Halo Infinite's pretty good. Admittedly,
I've heard different things off of it. I've heard some people. Somebody told me, one of my buddies told me that it kind of wasn't doing that good, but all the people I've on Twitch and stuff I've seen play it say it's awesome. So
yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic game. Probably the best Halo in a while, including multiplayer, single player. You know, the whole experience all around so far has been great. I started my single player run on Legendary the other day, and it's beautiful. And it runs pretty smooth. It's not super hard to run. It's pretty well optimized. Also, it's free on Game Pass, so that's a big thing. Multiplayer is great, and this is coming from somebody who doesn't play on controller, even because everyone wants to play Halo on controller. That's like the excuse me, the big thing. with Halo, but I've actually been playing mouse and keyboard and having a really, really good time with it. But even then, my only thing with Halo Infinite is, and I'm a Halo fan, but I'm not as hardcore a Halo fan as a lot of people are. I grew up with it just like everyone else did, but I don't know. So it doesn't always keep me coming back, and that's something I feel with this game, the single player specifically. Multiplayer is great, and I want to play it all the time, but single player, just for some reason, because it's so big and open and everything, and that's great, but something about it just doesn't pull me back in. Every time I play it, I just want to play Doom Eternal. Because it feels like it does a lot of the things Doom Eternal does. Like one of the shotguns has a grappling hook. So you can just pull that gun out and use it just like you can the grappling hook on Halo. And just the only difference is Doom is more fast-paced, and I like fast-paced games. And I think that's the part that they sacrificed with Halo Infinite. Making it open world definitely slowed down the pacing.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's a great game, again. Feels great. But every time... I've literally been playing Doom Eternal the last couple of days in my off time because I've played it so much that I played Halo Infinite, and every time I play Halo Infinite, I'm like, I want to play Doom. So, and that's not something I'm seeing a whole lot of, so it's probably a hot take to say that, but still just feels like every time I play it, I'm like, Doom does the exact thing, except not open world, but better to me.
Yeah.
And again, that's not to shit on it.
I played Doom a couple of times.
Yeah, Doom is just fast-paced, like high octane, like just it's like Wolfenstein.
Take a shot of heroin and get to going.
Exactly. It's like if you played that game on any drug, it would be 30 times better, and it's already great.
Yeah.
So it's like Wolfenstein, where all Wolfenstein is you running through levels and murdering Nazis, and who doesn't want to do that? So, and Doom is the same thing, just demons instead. So there's more blood and gore and stuff, and it's insane. Like, you can literally turn off your mind and just go through and decimate enemies, or you can go on harder difficulties and have a stroke if you want to do that. Again, though, Halo Infinite isn't bad. It's just, for some reason, I play it and I'm like, Doom. This is Doom Eternal. Like,
yeah, it feels like it's been made before.
Yeah, exactly. It innovated on Halo, which is great, but it's not an innovation overall. It doesn't feel like an innovation. It doesn't feel different. Let's see. Inscription came out. That's like a weird roguelike deck builder game. It Takes Two came out, and I heard that was great. I don't know.
Is that that's the one where you're like those little... You're kind of like mini people.
Yeah. Little doll people.
I've been kind of wanting to play it just because I think it'd be a fun little game, but it's just hard for me to spend the money on something that I'll beat in probably like a day or two, maybe. Yeah,
that's a lot of people that I've noticed in adult life. It's almost like we have jobs and we don't have time, you know?
And that's the big reason why I play multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Not that I don't have the time for it. I just don't want to. It's hard to spend the money.
It feels like a waste of money and time.
And then you just don't play the game anymore.
Yeah, you know? No, I understand 100%. It Takes Two is co-op, so that's like one of the big things with it is you get a friend. It's made by the people that made or the dude that made A Way Out. I don't know if you ever played that.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've played it.
It's like two brothers, like or two friends or whatever.
Police. Or the people getting out of jail?
Yeah. Exactly. It's like that. So if one person buys It Takes Two, then like if I bought It Takes Two, I could play it with you, and you wouldn't have to buy it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Both people playing don't have to purchase the game.
How do you get somebody else to play it?
I don't know how it works. I just know that's how it works.
I just looked it up. I didn't know that.
I think you should buy it and maybe invite somebody on your friends list and they can play.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to look that up for sure.
Yeah, or maybe you get an extra copy when you buy it and you give it to somebody. Maybe. Either way, I've heard nothing but good things about it. Although the story might hit home with some people for sure, because it came out right around the time that me and my wife were having, some marital issues and such. And the story is straight up like they have a kid, and but they're kind of not happy together, and the kid like does some magic stuff by accident, because that's how games and movies and TV shows work. It turns them into little dolls, and they have to figure out and work together, work with that person that they're having issues with, and work together and get through it and try to figure out how to get back to it. And I would assume, I haven't played the game, so this might be a spoiler, I don't know, for those listening, but I would assume you play through it and maybe at the end of the story they learn to love each other again or something. I don't know. So I will say that's like the one thing why I haven't played it, is because I was like, that might really hit home for me. Like that might that might hurt a little bit. So I didn't play it yet. Life is Strange, a new Life is Strange game came out.
I ain't seen that one.
They're fun. If you've played any Life is Strange game, then it plays like this one to an extent. I've heard this one is better and bigger and longer than the other ones, though. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, the remaster of the Mass Effect trilogy, came out this year. I played that a little bit. It's a remaster.
I've never played any of those.
If you haven't played any of them, definitely I would tell you to pick it up. Because it's like full $60 for 3 whole games that at one point were $60 themselves. And they're great games. You get to control a lot of what's happening in the story. You get to pick your party members and stuff like that. It's RPG shooter, third-person shooter. I'm surprised you haven't played Mass Effect. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, I never played it. I never was into them, really.
It's definitely worth it, especially now that you can play on mouse and keyboard. It feels better. On controller, because it was like an OG Xbox 360 game way back in the day on the original, like on 360 and like PlayStation 2, real early on. I don't know if you remember this phase, but controls were really, really weird on some of those games. Like on PlayStation back in the day, circle was like confirm and X was to like go back, but the buttons are in the same place. So it felt really weird, if you go back now where X is accept on everything on PlayStation and circle is back on everything. It's odd. So the controls are definitely fixed. There's romance options. You can have some sexual intercourse with whoever you feel is who you want.
I'm getting the game.
You sold me. You said sex.
Yes.
Metroid Dread came out on the Switch. Admittedly, I didn't play that one. I didn't play a whole lot of new games this year myself, which is saying something for me, because
you always play new games.
Yeah, I'm usually always trying to get on whatever the new shit is and play it and see how I feel about it. But I actually wasn't this year, which leads me into something I'm going to ask a little bit later. But Metroid Dread looks like it plays like a Metroid game. I'm sure it's fun. You got to have the heart for it, though, because it's definitely like a Souls-like game where it's fucking hard as hell. Pokemon, the new Pokemon game, or the remastered Pokemon games came out, and they're great. I played them. But what can you say about Pokemon that hasn't been said? And it's Pokemon, and it's good. It worked.
Hard to beat it.
Yeah. Psychonauts 2 came out. That was a big one for me.
I've seen you play that. It looked like a cool game.
Yeah, that was a big one. Waited 16 years for that. haven't played the first. Yeah. I've played the first one since, but the first one came out in like 2005. Waited a long time for that game, and it was everything I hoped the sequel would be and more. It's great. It's beautiful. And it feels good too. Also tells just a good story about mental health, but without actually talking about mental health. Like, you just go into these worlds and it's like there's beer bottles everywhere and stuff, and you hear some like weird dialogue between that character and the mom of that character when they were young and stuff, and you're like, oh, there's some like childhood trauma here that led to alcoholism in this guy. Like, kind of shit where it's like, oh, if you really think about this is getting kind of deep, but at the same time, it keeps it lighthearted and everything. It's a great game. Resident Evil 8. Did you play Resident Evil Village?
Never played those. Or I've played Resident Evil before, but
yeah,
I ain't played. Like I said, I don't get into a whole bunch of
single player
games.
Village is another one I'd recommend. 100% just because of Mommy Vampire herself.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of them.
But besides that, it's a really good game. It's a really, the thing about Resident Evil is I don't, it is a single player game, but I don't treat it the same as others, because if you beat Resident Evil, you unlock guns that you can go through with in the second playthrough, and now you have those
Resident
guns.
Evil. I would be down to play Resident Evil. It's just a good game overall.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing against Resident Evil for sure.
Yeah, and Village did nothing but improve on 7, which is crazy because 6 was like, I don't know if you ever watched or played Resident Evil 6. It's really bad. Then Biohazard came out, and that was the last one where it's like in the swamp and stuff, and it was great. And then Village improved on that, so I'm glad Resident Evil is getting back to where it needs to be. Let's see. Have you seen Super Auto Pets?
I have not.
That's a recently really big one. Like, it's been underground big, but now it's kind of big.
Super Auto Pets?
Yeah, literally all it is you pick, it's a little 2D game, and you pick pets on your side. It's like an auto battler, like auto chess and stuff, but it's not the same at the same time. It's you get to pick up to 5 little pets to have on your side, and this one might give the one in front of it extra attack and health, and this one, if it dies, might leave behind a 1/1 rat. And this, they just help each other out, and you go 10 rounds or 20 rounds or something like that, and it's pretty crazy. It actually it took off. Admittedly, I think Ludwig helped it out a lot because he started playing it. That was a big thing that happened this year. Ludwig did his subathon, his huge subathon.
Yeah. A lot of money.
Yeah. Well, he made so much money that he lost money. He started getting to the point where he was not making so much money on it. That's why he had to pay his mods a bunch of the money and donate a lot of it to charity, because it was one of those things where it's I've made so much money that I will lose it almost all on taxes.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then Valheim.
Fuck taxes.
Valheim came out the end of last year, but
I like it though.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think I would, but
yeah. Overall though, out of all these games from the past year and stuff, I think we're both gonna have the answer on this, but were you disappointed, or did you feel alright with the games?
Like the games I've played?
Just in general, the games you played, but also the games you may have seen come out and stuff.
That's a tough one. I think they everyone gets in that limbo every once in a while where they just don't really know what to play. Well, I guess you don't really know. I always see you playing something, but
I definitely get
just nothing. I think for the right audience, obviously, I think the games, for me, I don't really care for the games that have came out, just because, like I said, I usually play multiplayer. There's a lot of here until we started playing Valheim. There was a couple months at a time that we just didn't really play anything.
Yeah,
I just got in that limbo where I didn't know what to play. There wasn't no games that were out yet that we could play as multiplayer kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so,
and see,
to me, I wasn't too impressed, but
yeah. Well, no, I think you're right on track with probably what everybody would say. This year was weird. There were good games, good single player game, we talked about Resident Evil Village and It Takes Two, stuff like that. But they would go long periods of time this year without anything good. And admittedly, some of that might be due to the, in 2020, a lot of the studios had to start working from home and slow it down and everything. So, fine. I'm not saying that they're not justified or whatever, but yeah, there would be long periods of time with no games, no good games. And then here toward the end of the year, all of them came out at once. They gave us Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, Final Fantasy 14 got the expansion, New World came out, Back 4 Blood came out in October, so many games came out right here in the last couple months. And it was like, if these would have been spread out through the year, it would have felt different. It would have felt vastly different. Because now it's like, I'm burnt out on all these games that came out at one point because I genuinely just don't know what to play.
Yeah.
I want to grind on Endwalker, but I can't grind on Endwalker because I want to play Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite makes me want to play Doom Eternal. Back 4 Blood's great, but Back 4 Blood came out like right before Battlefield. Battlefield's great to an extent, but not great at the same time. Admittedly, here's like the biggest hot take that I've come to this year. Call of Duty was the most, what's the best way to put this? Whelming game. Not overwhelming, not underwhelming, just whelming game that came out.
Actually, what you would expect.
Yeah.
From a Call of
Like,
Duty.
I've got on Call of Duty, and I was like, okay, cool, it's fun. It's Call of Duty. It feels like Call of Duty. If you have fun on Call of Duty, or if you can have fun on Call of Duty, then you're going to have fun. Which is crazy to me. Because
I used to.
Because Call of Duty is...
Burnout Warzone.
Yeah. Call of Duty is what everyone is usually making fun of, and even though everyone plays it at the same time, but it's still everyone likes to hate on it. But it's like, I actually haven't... I heard like a little bit of hate right when it first came out, because you always hear hate right when it comes out, but I haven't since, because I think everyone was like, fuck, dude, I guess they're the only ones that did it right. Like, they gave us a game that worked from the start, and we can go back and forth about whether they should launch with ranked mode or not, because they never do, and they put it in way later. But either way, without that, besides that, the game worked. It was optimized. It was easy to run, and it felt like Call of Duty, which was weird, because it was like,
why? It's been a while since I've played a Call of Duty.
Yeah, but it was just
played Modern Warfare when it came out.
Yeah. We all put a lot of time into Modern Warfare,
and I do like, I still like Modern Warfare.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's good. It's just crazy to me that it's like Battlefield came out and all these other games and stuff, and it's like, well, but Call of Duty came out and did it right.
That hurts, because I've always been Battlefield over Call of Duty.
Yeah, I know, man. I was expecting, because of how well Call of Duty was, like how well done it was this year. It was like, okay, Battlefield's gonna come knock it out of the park then, and then they didn't, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing, guys? What's going on over there? And admittedly, I think a lot of it was they tried to change engine and innovate on a lot of stuff on their like on the underside of it, and it almost feels like they went back. Like the graphics don't even look great. Like they do. It's a beautiful game, but at the same time, it's not. Like, it looks like Battlefield 4, which is fine because Battlefield 4 is great, but we're like so many years ahead of Battlefield 4, and it looks like Battlefield 4, and it's like, damn, bro, you guys really dropped it.
Like, man, they don't have as many guns as I thought they would.
Yeah, they launched with so little guns, like
5 in each thing. I mean, I'm used to Battlefield 4. You got like 20.
Yeah, you got class. Yes, exactly.
And then now they got here's a couple guns.
Yeah, there's literally a category with 2. I don't know which one it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's literally one of the categories of guns with like 2 in it.
Actually, I think it's only like 3 in each.
Is it 3 in each?
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot. I know the LMGs only has 3. The snipers only have 3.
Yeah.
I don't know about the shotguns.
I don't know either.
I think SMGs has like maybe 4. Yeah,
I mean, SMGs have like 4 or 5, and ARs.
I was expecting, man. And I hope that the next update or something they do with it, they fix it.
Yeah, That was a big thing for me. I was like, why are there so little guns to pick from? Like, if there was gonna be a meta around Battlefield, it'll be so easy to figure out what the meta is because there's so few guns. You don't have to try. You don't even have to try to figure it out. You might happen upon the right gun.
And that's the freaking what's that? The gun.
The Bison, the PP,
Oh my
whatever
God,
was
dude.
insane, dude.
Yeah.
Tear it up at long
melted
range,
people,
bro. I think they nerfed the distance on it since then, and it still tears it up though.
I mean, if you're in close, which is what that game or what that gun is made for.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Yeah, it makes sense close range, but I was like, taking people out distance, like with LMGs from a distance. Like when they'd be shooting me with an LMG from the distance, and I had an SMG. It's like, bro, this shit is not the right way.
It was broke. It was straight broken.
This doesn't work that way. Let's take a dive into a little bit of controversial side here of 2021, because there's a lot of those things this year. Immediately, let's just get it out of the way. Delays. Delays are everywhere. Like, they happen once a week almost, which is insane. I think it's for the better. I think it's a good thing, but delays are huge. Like every week I hear about another game getting delayed a couple months or a year or whatever. And
there was one that got delayed. What was the big one that got delayed this year? Did Battlefield get delayed?
Yeah, Battlefield did get delayed at one point. Yeah.
I think it was supposed to come out in like October.
Yeah, Back 4 Blood had a delay that was supposed to come out way earlier, like July. And
really?
They moved that back to October. Yeah. Endwalker, the expansion for Final Fantasy 14, had like a last minute delay of like a week or two.
It's just a part of it now. Hell, we've been waiting for the new Skyrim to come out for.
Elder Scrolls, yeah. We won't even see that till after Starfield. They're doing Starfield
it'll be
first.
A while, yeah. Freaking.
I would assume we're not gonna see Elder Scrolls till at least 2025, which sucks, because that's gonna be like, what would that put it, like 14 years since the last Elder Scrolls, which is an insane amount of development time.
It's crazy because they teased it like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Here's this game that you won't get for another 7 years.
Yeah, we are making it, but that's all you get to hear.
It better be stupid good.
Yeah. Here's my theory on delays. I think we're getting to like an end of a weird era, where because of Cyberpunk and Battlefield and games that have launched in just a messy state recently, I think publishers will stop pushing the developers. And admittedly, some studios like CD Projekt Red,
they want to try to make their game not look what happened to other games.
Exactly. Because CD Projekt Red self-publishes, so I can't necessarily say, oh, the publishers pushed them, but the corporate side definitely pushed the devs to, like, there was a big thing on it, and they had an investigation on it and everything after Cyberpunk launched.
Yeah, let's say Cyberpunk.
Yeah, where they were straight up, where they were like, what happened? What happened with this game? And the developers straight up ratted them out and was like, yeah, the marketing people the corporate side was saying, hey, here's a release date. We laughed. We thought it was a joke. And then they said, are you ready to release it? And we were like, no. Like, it was a whole thing where they investigated and devs were like, it wasn't ready to go, but the marketing kept pushing it out for some reason. And so I think we're going to, either the marketing people are going to get greedy and be like, people still bought our game anyways, and, we'll just go ahead and fix it way later after it comes out.
Yeah. Or
they'll be like, oh, wait, people are losing money on these games that launch like that. Why don't we just delay it?
I think it all depends on, like, who's making the game and, like, what the game is.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a case-by-case thing.
Something like Battlefield, everyone's gonna buy Battlefield.
Yeah,
and they can afford to fix it later. But I mean, you get you got a smaller game. I don't really have anything to
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
compare to it, but
I
a
understand what you
game
mean.
that like it's big, but it ain't like Battlefield or Call
Yeah.
of Duty big.
Someone's using a
That
publishing company to sell it, but it's a smaller
yeah,
team, like smaller studio. Yeah.
it's like you bring a game out like that that's not really good to go. You may lose a lot of money on that.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think you're right for sure. It's just it's a case by case thing. It's gonna be this studio's got the money to just throw it out there, and then this one needs good reputation. Like
Yeah,
they need a win. So
exactly.
um
And
for
see, that's
sure.
my thing. That's kind of what happened with World War III. In a way, I don't know how they. I guess I don't know if somebody else bought them out. I'll have to look more into it.
Yeah.
But because, like I said, that game came out years ago and it died. Like nobody, it literally had like a 0 player count
Yeah.
for like a couple years,
Yeah, it was super low. I was
and then
looking at the
now it's
Steam
just
charts earlier.
freaking back and popular again.
Yeah. Uh and I think I don't know, I think that's cool to an extent that these games are launching either in early access or betas or
Yeah,
whatever,
and I
and
think that's a good idea.
they die, but they're still listening to players and stuff, and then people start coming back to it, and they're like, oh wait, the
I think
game's
the
good.
best thing
Like,
for any company to do is to release it in the early access or alpha, so that way, if it's good and ready to go, take off the early access tag.
yeah,
If it ain't ready to go, then you have an excuse to be like, well, it's just early access, we're just trying to kink it out. Like for real,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's a good fallback.
No, it is. It is. It's an easy excuse. Um,
Exactly.
which isn't a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing to have something like that to fall back on and be like, it's not done. It's just not done yet. Um, which, admittedly, in a world full of DLCs and stuff like that, I think that's what should have happened from the start. When they started
Yeah,
doing DLCs and stuff, at that point, that's when they should have been like, let's just start throwing games out while we're developing them and then making them better.
for sure. I think that's genius.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people do that. Of course, MMOs are big. That's pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
that's how MMOs exist, basically. Um, is we'll release it and then update it every 2 days or
Yeah, the
every
thing about
week.
MMOs though is like most of them are so big that it's hard to get everything perfect,
Oh yeah, you can't
before
really
you
get
send
an
it. It's
MMO
almost
perfect.
impossible. You're
Yeah,
always gonna find some glitches or something out there.
yeah, and
Pretty much that, like any open world game.
admittedly, with gamers and stuff, you can't please everybody anyways.
Oh no,
um,
it's impossible.
yeah, it's literally impossible. You could have like I don't want to talk about it for long because it gets me ranty, but like Critical Role, I was ranting about that recently because their new intro. I'm sure you've seen the new intro for
Yeah, I've
Campaign
seen it.
3.
Do you not like it?
No, I have no problem with it. I think it's fine. But people on the internet, like, Critical Role is the most progressive, like,
Oh yeah,
liberal, like, social thing on the internet. And people still wait for them to do one wrong thing to do something about it. Like, to say something
look,
about it.
what are they complaining about it now?
They didn't like the intro. People didn't like the intro, not because it was bad, but straight up because they were like, it looks like European colonials.
Oh,
And they were like,
my
and European
God.
colonials
They
stole stuff
don't.
from
They look
Egypt
like-
and blah, blah. They look like archaeologists,
Exactly.
explorers.
Oh my God.
Boo-hoo, old school archaeologists just so happen to look like old
That's
school
how they
colonial
dress.
people. Like
What
that's
the
just how they dress. They're not trying to go for colonial look. They're going for explorer, like architect. What do you do in D&D? You explore a massive world, right? You explore a dungeon or a massive world. You literally are an archaeologist basically, but you can fight.
Jesus.
And people were like, oh, they're doing this and that, cancel them, blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting here like, oh my God, dude. I was like, this is a perfect example of you can't please anyone or everyone, because Critical Role, by far, I would say probably pleases just about everybody. Probably pleases everybody that they can. I would say the most well-accepted internet show because of how much Matt and them, pays attention and tries to be inclusive to LGBT
Oh, for
people
real.
and other races and stuff like that. They're very inclusive, but it's like, goddamn, they do one fucking fun little intro where they're all just having a good time with it, and oh my god, it's a shit show. Like, Jesus,
Gotta
dude.
go get on them.
I know, bro. I was like, damn, dude. And
I swear, those people that are like that, that's what they do. They just go out looking for shit.
Yeah, it's keyboard warriors
to complain
for sure.
about.
It's
ridiculous, man.
It's Twitter. It's Twitter's. I like Twitter because that's where like most streamers and stuff and content creators have to engage nowadays. But fuck the people on Twitter, dude.
Oh yeah.
There are some. That's the most. I thought
Well,
League of
Twitter
Legends was
warrior.
the most toxic place on the internet. It is Twitter. It's Twitter, bro.
It's great.
I was scared to play League of Legends because of how toxic it can be, and it actually hurt my feelings once in a while. But fuck it, never mind. Twitter, dude. It's Twitter, 100%. But that's the thing with games, though. You could have the most perfect shooter come out. I mean, a lot of people would say Valorant or Apex are, in that category, where it's about as good as it's gonna get. Except for when they throw new stuff in, then they have to balance it out and stuff. Besides that, it's about as good as it's gonna get, mechanically. And then it's like, people still over here like, but I like the way Call of Duty plays better, or I like the way this does this better, or whatever.
Go
it's like,
fucking play Call of Duty.
Then play the other game, you asshat.
Shut the hell up.
Jesus Christ. Not every game has to be for everybody. And I guess that's the thing, is everybody
that's why
thinks
it's not rated E.
Yeah, there you go. Goddamn. There's a rating on it.
Ain't damn Burger King. Can't have it your way.
Goddamn. The second little controversy thing here was talking about unfinished or messy games, but it kind of was enveloped in the delay thing, because generally that's
sure. That's all it is. I think you're right about marketing has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, it's the corporate people that want more money.
To push out the game, exactly.
And they have to please the shareholders and stuff. It's a big thing.
Exactly.
It's a big thing with I'm sure you saw Dr. Disrespect has a game studio now.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I ain't looked much onto him.
Just opened it up, and it's got some Halo veteran developers in it. It's got some Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 cool. Developers. Yeah, and they're making a shooter, obviously a PvP, or they say a PvP multiplayer game. They haven't said shooter, but
see, and that's the thing.
Shooter.
Like, I get that. I'm sure all these people who have played or developers for Call of Duty and Halo, like, they play games, but I don't think they really. They don't play games like the doc does.
Yes,
what I mean?
exactly.
And I think it's a great idea to have somebody who literally plays it for a living.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic.
To get his, like, who has played game shooters for multiple years and knows, hey, this is what people have done in the past, and this is what people don't like, because he knows what people don't like.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got thousands of people telling him all the time, every day. Oh, yeah, I don't like it when they do this. I don't like it,
Yeah.
And I think that's a great idea to have somebody who is in the head of a real gamer to actually kind of be like, yeah, you want it to do this and you want it to do this to make it very successful. Yeah. I'm actually, you know what? Whatever game that he comes out with, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, for sure. Here, I'll read you their motto on their website. The title of it is "Claim Your Existence." Obviously, something has to be dramatic, but we flip the tables on the traditional video game development model and embrace the Day Zero community, which is this first time I'm hearing that term, but it's great. That means including our players, yes, you, from the earliest, most inception. That could be testing reload times and recoil patterns in a firing range, or jumping in for the first ever PvP sessions. No more, I hope this game will be good. Be there when your voice can actually make an impact, because we want to hear it.
I like it.
Yeah, and
I bet you it can be sweet.
Oh yeah, for sure. They did a Q&A here, and I'll read you some of their answers to some of the Q&A as well. Some dude said, how important is it for your game or games to be played competitively? This is Hastro, he's a streamer from Optic and stuff. They said, extremely. I remember when you came by the Infinity Ward offices in the earlier days, you were pushing hard for us to support competitive play. At the time, we didn't prioritize it because, and this is one of the people talking is one of the Infinity Ward people that he brought over, that Doc brought over. Says, at the time, we didn't prioritize it because we were focused on single-player, co-op, and casual multiplayer. That's a choice every dev has to make. At midnight, we are. Listening, basically. Then someone said, will there be some type of level editor? And they do want to do some community-driven, user-generated content like maps and stuff, which I think is great. That takes me back to, like, Unreal Tournament days, that was a big thing. And then obviously everyone's got a comment because Doc is always like, where are the footsteps? Where are the footsteps? And, shit like that. And he's like, someone asked, is it safe to say this game will have the best footstep audio in history? And they said, and I'm sure this is a joke, but they replied, Doc already fired 2 audio guys. Rip audio guy Dave and audio guy Frank weren't here long enough to learn the last names. Whoever takes their place better be ready to create the most crisp gameplay audio.
Yeah. And you know what? I give people credit for because I just have a feeling that being able to create footsteps and stuff like that is not fucking easy.
I'm sure it's not. Here's my thing with it. Why don't we just create a system where you don't hear teammate footsteps at all, so that if you hear any footstep, it's got to be an enemy?
Well, because it's not realistic.
It's not realistic, but it's good from a competitive standpoint. You don't have to worry about hearing teammates.
But that's, you know what, that's the whole point. Well, also, but you got to think in competitive standpoint of stuff, you also have to be able to communicate with your team.
Yeah. Also,
you know what I mean? So
some games handle footstep audio by making your teammate footsteps quiet.
Yeah.
And then enemy footsteps loud.
That's fine. I think
and that's fine too.
Yeah, I think there should be some kind of balance to it, but I think you should still have to, as somebody who is Tarkov it's a competitive shooter only. You know?
For sure.
Like there's no casually playing Tarkov. Like,
no.
You go in to win. There ain't hey, I'm gonna get off at work 12-hour shifts and gonna hop on just to play a couple games of Team Deathmatch or Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, Tarkov's like it's all or nothing,
Yeah, for sure. You literally have to. You will lose shit if you don't.
And you talk about, man, the realism on there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I didn't know nothing about it, but
this is a big one too because we were talking about the marketing side and the publishers and stuff like that. This is a huge one right here. Who will you be beholden to? Shareholders? How much will the team care about games when the cash starts flowing in? And they said, we're beholden to only our community. We're currently 100% self-funded, and the only opinion that matters beyond our own is our players. That said, it's highly possible we'll take funding in the future, but that investment will be contingent on maintaining our established culture. So basically, we'll take money if we need some money. We'll go to a publisher if we need to, but we're not listening to them. We're listening to you guys. So that's huge. And then also they're using Unreal Engine 5, which is big. Unreal Engine 5 is great, super well optimized already.
Yeah.
Because of a lot of the technology in it is just making shit easier, basically. Anyways, then they said, what metrics are you looking for in terms of day zero hands-on with the creators? Are you looking at like the view count or their experience, and stuff like that? And they said exposure isn't an issue for us. This allows us to not treat our content creators and community as a marketing tool and instead as a proper extension of development. We're building tools to allow us to share playable builds earlier and pull in actionable feedback from those tests. So basically, we're looking to listen to everybody, not just content creators and stuff.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so I think more studios need to look at this and look at the positive feedback they're getting from the community already and be like, okay, maybe that's how we should do it. And plenty of developers already do. I will say I haven't played it in a long time, but Deadside has been keeping up hardcore. I don't know if you've paid attention.
I have not played that in a long time.
Deadside has really made big progress, big steps. They even got another bigger studio to start helping them develop and stuff. and they've made a lot of progress, and they've been listening to the community from day one, so that's pretty good. Anyways, moving on from that, another controversy this year, I have to hit on it, just because it's a thing that happened this year, unfortunately, for the people at least. There were a lot of companies that came under fire for workplace harassment. Obviously, Activision Blizzard is the big one, and there are many dev studios, which sucks that anybody is having to deal with like a bully culture or being sexually harassed or whatever at their work. That sucks, and it's stupid. But I think because of how big of a splash that's making, that's probably gonna... I mean, for sure, it probably already has affected some development cycles, because there's a lot of studios like going on strike and stuff like that to like stand with these people and stuff. So a lot of those people's games, like Sledgehammer, just launched Vanguard, Call of Duty Vanguard, but we'll probably see updates slow down because Sledgehammer is one of the big ones that had some internal issues and stuff. I think Sledgehammer is the one that had a lady kill herself because a picture of her was flying around the office or whatever, and people were commenting to her and saying stuff and all that kind of shit, being dickheads. And yeah, so Sledgehammer is a real big one, so I wouldn't be surprised if Call of Duty updates...
I saw something.
Don't start
Wasn't there
slowing down.
something with like the president of Sony?
I don't know that the president of Sony, Activision, the CEO of Activision, after all the
Sony. I thought it, it was a TikTok.
Yeah.
And it may have been fake about him trying to meet up with like some 15-year-old boy or something.
Oh, that's
yeah, it's like a big thing.
Oops.
But I just remember something on TikTok about the guy. He was like,
yeah, that's new.
Like, Ray, did you hear about that? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I'm boycotting Sony. I'm going to sell my PlayStation and everything.
Yeah. They fired him from what I'm seeing here.
Oh, good.
That's for sure, 100%. I agree. Yeah, but a former Sony PlayStation exec under investigation after appearing in pedo sting video.
Yeah. He went to meet up with like, I don't know if it was a 15-year-old boy, but a 15-year-old.
I don't know what it is, man. Like, what it is with rich dudes. Once these dudes
pedophiles, man, it don't make no damn sense.
To me, I'm sitting here like the more money I get, the safer I'm playing my goddamn life, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I want to keep that shit as long as I can.
Coming for your fucking money, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, what the? Why would? I guess maybe they think, oh, I've got so much money I can bury it. But that obvious, we don't live in that world. We live in a world where people will cancel you for saying one wrong thing by accident on the internet.
Yeah.
So straight up, just going for it. Going in on it with trying to get a 15-year-old kid or something. God damn, bro. These idiots, bro. Yeah. And see, that's the thing
that's what I heard.
That's a big thing with the Activision Blizzard CEO currently, Bobby Kotick. His name's been flying around everywhere because even after the first wave of Activision Blizzard stuff that was big, he stepped up. And for some reason, he was comfortable enough to step up. And then people had to come out and be like, no, he shouldn't step up because look at this. He threatened to kill somebody, like, and all kinds of, like all this, like, threatened to pay to have somebody killed and all kinds of shit. And he's got the money that he could actually do it. So it's like, it's one thing if my broke ass I'm going to have somebody kill you. And then it's another thing if I make billions of dollars.
Does it look like I actually got $100,000 to pay somebody to kill you?
Yeah, bro, that's a lot of money. You got to pay a lot of money for that. So it's like, damn, bro. But yeah, and then he's still CEO, and so a lot of Activision Blizzard employees have been walking out and striking and stuff till he leaves. But a lot of the shareholders are being like, no, he's not going to leave. Which is crazy to me because it's like, so as shareholders, now you're going to take a stand with the guy who's going to tank your stock and your shares, and you're going to take a stand with him? Jesus Christ, you guys are idiots. Your company's going to be worthless by the end of the year, dude. Like by the end of this year, like I'm sure their stock is taking a huge hit. I actually want to see Activision stock. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It started to come back up at one point, but yeah, it's pretty. It's doing pretty bad. Anyways, but yeah, so that's something that was huge this year. So a lot of games will probably start getting delayed until more unions and stuff are created and whatnot to protect employees, which is a great thing. That's always a good thing to protect people. It hurts money and stuff sometimes, but ultimately benefits and stuff like that are the better part of it. So, but in the last little bit of controversy here, which is a rough one, but I actually saw, and I hate this person, but I actually saw Keemstar bring this up, which I thought was a very interesting point that he brought up. The Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's wife or ex-wife, her trial started,
Yeah.
And literally the week that trial started, all kinds of CEOs and executives started retiring from EA, from Sony.
She ain't dead yet.
I am too, bro.
Dude,
that bitch knows some shit.
I'm surprised she wasn't dead before it even started.
Yes, I don't. Admittedly, I stopped listening to it like half a year ago because I was like, she's gonna be dead by the time it gets there, so there's no point in even paying attention. And she's not.
And it started, and they had that. They had the Kyle Rittenhouse trial.
Yeah.
Kind of cover it up. I'm not gonna get into all that, but I think they kind of did that around the same time.
Yeah, they were oddly placed close. Like one of those things. Like her thing, it could potentially hurt like a lot of big people.
Oh, but
so it's fine. I mean, it's one thing that hers was
bigger.
Yeah, so it's one
Rittenhouse.
Exactly.
I think, but.
So it's like that makes sense that they had to put it off and really handpick the jury and blah blah blah. So it makes sense that it was put off so long. The Rittenhouse thing, they put it off for a long time, and it was like, bro, this is a kid who brought a gun somewhere that maybe he shouldn't have had it. Blah blah blah. Like that's a much smaller thing. That's almost like a regular ass civil dispute type shit that you could see somewhere. I mean, don't get me wrong, whoever's right on that end of that, is whoever. But yeah, it was weird that they put it off so long that they just happened to line up.
Yeah, for real.
But anyways, yeah, when her trial started, it was and admittedly, maybe the executives and CEOs are leaving because of all the workplace harassment and stuff like that. Maybe they're just like, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get in trouble for shit I said or something, so I'm just leaving. Could be that. But it's weird that they all timed it. Very, very, like they all started leaving and retiring and stuff like that, resigning and stuff right after her trial started.
Yeah, I don't know about
that. Let me see if I can bring up a list. Okay, actually, there's a fact check here. Based on more than 20 CEOs stepped down, only one of the companies mentioned the Facebook. Okay, so apparently it was a bunch of rumors that these guys were gonna step down, but they never did. Only one of them actually stepped down. Which is still crazy that all those rumors were coming out around the same time, though. Because rumors come from somewhere. Whether they're true or not, they come from somewhere. And it's 28 executives that there were rumors about, and only one actually left. But still, 28 executives. And I mean, we're talking from MasterCard, Nestle, MGM Resorts, Volkswagen, Cupid and Hinge, Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, LinkedIn, Hulu, Microsoft, Amazon, Uber Eats, a lot of huge places. Apparently it's rumors. I don't know. All I'm saying is it was weird. And it's just crazy that it's affecting the video game industry. Like, I didn't expect to see video game names and stuff in there. Which I guess they're still just as rich as the other people.
You got that much power and everything, you just feel like you can do whatever you want.
I guess it is. I almost want to say it's a power thing. I almost want to say a lot of these people might not even be that perverted. They're just fucking
You know, I got the money.
trying to get away with
I
shit.
can do whatever I want.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fucked up. But we touched on it. We touched on the controversial shit. I felt like we had to because they happened in the year. But let's get back to the games. What was like one of your favorite gaming experiences throughout this year? Like, it could be a memory. It could be anything like that. Like, it could be a specific game that you played, but what's something specifically like real memorable that happened with a video game this year that just kind of came out of nowhere?
Man, I don't really know.
It's a tough one for sure.
Definitely a tough one. Man, I really don't. I don't know. Like I said, there's been a lot of times that we ain't really played much. So
yeah. I would say for me personally, one of my bigger things that happened this year was for me personally at least, I had a lot of fun on New World.
Yeah.
This year, like, made a lot of good memories and a lot of stuff that happened on New World this year. I don't have personally a specific thing either, but and I was looking forward to New World, so it's not that it wasn't unexpected necessarily, but I know one specific thing that was really weird for me, but probably one of my favorite experiences. The other night, I played League of Legends with like 5 dudes, or 4 dudes, however big. And I don't play League of Legends. We were just talking about it. I obviously don't play League of Legends very often. But it was actually pretty fun the other night. I was playing with 4 dudes, and we were having a good time. No one was being super toxic or anything, and I sucked, because I always suck at that game. But it was fun.
You get people you play with that, you know, they know you suck, but they're willing to, like, help you.
Yeah, for
help
sure.
You kind of learn the game.
Yeah, it was actually a really unexpected a gaming experience to come from this year.
I guess really mine would just have to be Valheim, honestly.
Just because that came out of nowhere and you were like,
yeah,
oh shit.
Because I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Like Taylor was pushing me to get it. My buddy had it. You know, and I was like, I'll try it out. And I played it and I've liked it, and we've had some crazy moments where we all took a medium-sized boat out just to do some exploring. We found a swamp. We were all way too underprepared for that swamp. And we get in there, and then I died. Taylor died. Austin died. We didn't have our boat. Our buddy was the only one left. That's because he came in with like his OP character.
Yeah.
And he's got a bunch of hacks and stuff. So he was still alive. So we had no way to get back. So we got a little dinghy boat and went across the water. And then as we was coming back, there was like a big ass storm that showed up.
God damn.
He was going crazy, and my buddy who was over there, he built a little dinghy boat, and then he had a serpent come after him.
You went on a straight journey.
Yeah, serpent got him.
God
sea
damn.
monster got him, or they didn't get him, but destroyed his boat. And it was crazy. Then we took off and went to the plains area, and then I saw a freaking Desquito come up and just one-shot Taylor, just pink.
God damn.
Waxed his ass, and then they both left me. And it was pretty crazy. It was funny. I'm sure there will be a YouTube video out pretty soon for Valheim from Simphus.
Hell yeah. For those of you that are interested in that, it's CENFUSS. I didn't mean to take such a pause on FU, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah. Also, another big thing. I got back into Sea of Thieves earlier this year and played a lot of Sea of Thieves.
I ain't played it in a while.
With Nikolai. We had a really good time for 3 weeks. We played Sea of Thieves just straight and grinded out the battle pass on there and grinded to a lot of money. It was during the Pirates of the Caribbean crossover thing they were doing.
Yeah.
Which player base was huge for Sea of Thieves during that anyways. But yeah, we had a lot of fun on there, and I didn't I like Sea of Thieves, and I always have fun on it for a little bit. You know, it's one of those games where you play it for an hour or two, you're good for a while. But
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it kept us coming back for days and days and days. Admittedly, part of it was we had a couple other friends that we thought were going to get on there with us, and we were going to run a galleon and stuff, and really try to run the seas. But they never ended up showing up like fucking 6 different times. So we're doing our own thing. But admittedly, I would say that's why it was unexpected. It was just, we got on there intending to do something else and ended up just having a blast. There were days I got on there alone and streamed like super early morning at one point and played alone and had a good time. Which was weird because Sea of Thieves is always, up or down. Like it's
Yeah.
it does good and then it does bad for a while.
Like if you get on there and have fun, you'll have fun for a little while. But if you get on there and just like, I'm not really feeling it,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't gonna keep playing.
Yeah, you definitely gotta be in the mood for it. And admittedly, my streams and stuff like my average view count was way higher this year. So a lot of that helped too, admittedly, with my gaming experiences this year because there was just more people to experience it and talk to.
Yeah, you had a really good subathon.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. For the audio listeners who maybe don't check me out on Twitch or anything on twitch.tv/Zenith Darksky, yeah, I did a follow-a-thon for 86 hours, and I did not expect it to do that well. I was expecting maybe 24-hour stream at the most, because we started at like maybe 6 minimum.
Fuck, even 2 days, 48 hours.
Yeah.
But you like went for 4 days straight?
Yeah, it was
great. Like kudos to you, buddy. You deserved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, like what?
I had
how many followers or subs did you end up getting?
I was I never
300.
Yeah, I over 400 at one point. It was close to 5 because I was scared because at 500 I had to delete my New World character that I'd already put like so many hours into. But yeah, so I was scared. Admittedly, it probably would have went longer. Unfortunately, I had to end that because my mother was here for the week or whatever, and because I didn't expect it to take that long anyways. So I was like, okay, but it was uncapped. So I was like, if it kept going, it keeps going. It's fine. But my mom actually, like like a few hours before it ended, my mother was like, hey, look, I gotta go back home like tomorrow. She's like, if it keeps going, then I'll see if I can stay, but it was real touch and go, and I didn't want to bring down the stream at some point where I would have to sit here and mainly just take care of the baby or something like that on stream. There's a lot of people that probably would have been okay with it, but I didn't. Just the quality that it had been the whole time, I didn't want to bring it down like that. So I chose to be like, look, we got to cap it. We got to cap it, guys, because she's gonna leave. She might leave and blah blah blah. So. But we're potentially getting a house built in another area and moving and stuff. And when we move down there, it'll be closer to other people that maybe can help me out a little bit. So I am thinking about doing another follow-a-thon in the future because people really wanted to see how long they could make me do it. People in the chat were even talking about single-handedly trying to pay enough to make sure that I streamed longer than Ludwig even. Yeah, so
that's a long way.
It's a month. It's a month at least. Like 32 days or something. But
yeah, I know. Like I was telling you, Pastilli or whatever. Whenever he streamed.
I think Pestilli. Yeah, I think he beat Ludwig's. I think he went 35, 36.
30 something days.
Yeah. Either way, I've got people that single-handedly are still like, when you do that next follow-thon, bro, we're beating it. And I'm sitting here like, fuck, dude. I can't turn it down. That's a lot of money, bro. So, because it's monetary things that extend it. I mean, there's some free things for sure, but mostly monetary things that extend it. So I was like, okay, whatever. Your money, homie. But, yeah, so that was pretty crazy, but that's, well, I'll probably do another one, eventually. Admittedly, though, at first, I did not expect it to go that long. I had some homies from some other communities come in hard, like, come through in crazy ways. Spent a lot of money. One dude alone spent like $500 on the stream. Probably.
He gifted you 200 subs.
Yeah. And then on top of that, he donated money as well for other things. But yeah, that was insane. moving back to the gaming stuff. Is there a game from the next year or so that you're
I don't even
really
know what's
looking
all
forward
coming
to?
out, man. I
Uh,
don't even know.
I've got a list of stuff from the Game Awards here that I'll read off real quick. Texas Chainsaw Massacre multiplayer online game. I assume it'll be like
Huh.
Dead by Daylight or something. Maybe just their own attempt at it. Homeworld 3. It's a space RTS. I don't know if you've ever watched The Expanse on Amazon Prime Video, but it's getting a Telltale game, which should be cool. Babylon's Fall, which is a sword slash like hack and slash game from Platinum Games. A new Monster Hunter Rise expansion thing.
Man, I had a blast on Monster Hunter too.
Yeah, I remember. You guys were playing it. And I got on there too a little bit, but yeah, that threw me off because I didn't expect you guys to get on Monster Hunter World.
I liked it. I guess Taylor didn't really like it too much, but I had fun. I'd still play it now.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's just really grindy. It's one of those games
Yeah,
that you
for
got to
sure.
definitely be in a chill mood to just sit there and grind and kill some monsters. Thirsty Suitors as another game that got announced. Basically, a lot of the point of that game is it really feels like Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Yeah.
except you're a girl. Evil West is a cool game coming out. It's made by the Shadow Warrior developers, but it's a
Coming
West.
out with a new Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, yeah. This is from it's a Western shooting game. So that could be cool. Red Dead Redemption's always cool. So Have a Nice Death was another roguelike game announced. Planet of Lana. I don't know anything about that really. Persona 4 got a new port or whatever, and that is what it is. Hellblade 2 got an intense fucking trailer. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. It's a single player game. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice was the first game, and it was insane and beautiful, and like the graphics are always great and stuff, and they showed us an in-engine fucking look at this next game, and it's actually fucking crazy, like ridiculous, and the graphics are insane. Like very obviously Unreal Engine 5 has to be. Star Wars Eclipse got a reveal, and I'm pretty happy about that myself. I'm actually gonna do another episode of the podcast soon before the end of the year here about Star Wars games and stuff, and mainly past experiences with Star Wars games, obviously, but we're going to take a look at some of the Star Wars games coming out. But just, I guess, kind of a look at that episode. Star Wars Eclipse is going to be a High Republic era game. High Republic, for those that don't know, era of Star Wars is before Episode 1, when the Republic was doing really good, basically. And when there was a bunch of Jedi and all kinds of shit. So it's going to be a narrative game. It's made by the people that made Detroit Become Human. So if anyone likes those narrative style games like that look fucking gorgeous, this game, I thought it was a live action trailer. I thought it was a live action trailer. Like there were ripples in skin and stuff like that when they'd beat on these drums and all kinds of. It was insane. Never seen graphics like it. But Star Wars Eclipse looks great. Lost Ark got a release date finally for sure, February 11th.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to play it. That's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Wonder Woman got a game reveal trailer, which is cool. I don't know. I'm sure that'd be fun. It's the team that made Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. And so just trying to picture Wonder Woman fighting in that kind of style to me is cool. Alan Wake 2, which was huge. Because nobody ever thought we were going to get another Alan Wake game. And apparently it's got a pretty big fan base, but it's just not talked about a whole lot. Alan Wake 1, but that got a reveal. We got to look at the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. Horizon Forbidden West, which is the sequel to Horizon something Dawn. I can't remember.
I just saw it on there.
Yeah, it's a cool looking game. The first game is actually on PC now, instead of just PlayStation. So if you haven't played the first Horizon game, it's a great single player game. Really open world.
Forbidden West.
Yeah, Forbidden West is the first one. Horizon Zero Dawn is the first game.
Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West is the new one.
Yeah. But yeah, the first game only came out on PlayStation, and so it's a big thing that now the first game is on PC, I guess, to get people
It
excited
doesn't
for the second one.
say that this new one's supposed to be on PC.
I don't know if the new one is
On here it just says
the
PlayStation.
yeah, the new one will probably launch on PlayStation at first and then come to PC later. That seems to be the way PlayStation's doing stuff right now. Like Days Gone came to PC.
Another big thing we need to talk about is the. Didn't they say the new Skyrim was gonna be like, what was it? They said it was gonna be like Xbox only, Xbox and PC only.
Oh yeah. Bethesda got bought out.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Bethesda got
the
bought
new
by
Skyrim's
Microsoft.
gonna be Xbox and PC only.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's big. That's fucking huge.
That's huge. That is actually really huge, which is crazy to me because when they first came out, when they first bought Bethesda, Microsoft said we're not gonna make them do exclusives, but it would be financially irresponsible if we didn't try to talk them into it.
And they make so much money.
Yeah.
Microsoft's freaking huge.
Yeah.
They're not gonna lose anything by doing that.
What was insane to me about it was like Skyrim has been pushed on everything at this point. Yeah. It's on Switch. It's on you could play Skyrim anywhere.
And I bet it will be later. They're just gonna wait till they make a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I guarantee you, people will buy Xboxes just to play
Elder Scrolls. Oh yeah, for sure.
I guarantee you. And so I bet you that's their plan. They'll keep it on there for like almost a year, and then they'll release it out to everything else. Everything else to PlayStation.
They want to sell those consoles for sure, especially since they're behind PlayStation at the moment. Which was another crazy thing. I had kind of said this before the new consoles came out, but because we had talked about new consoles, I think back in season 1, and I talked about how PlayStation was made to be faster while Xbox was just clearly more powerful. Xbox and PlayStation came out, and at first, right at the beginning, there were like some third-party games that from the previous generation, like Red Dead Redemption 2 and stuff, that they would bring to the new consoles, and then they would, they'd time how fast loading times and stuff were. And Xbox early on was beating a lot of those things with those games, bringing them from the previous generation. And then Xbox had started having a bunch of loading issues and lagging issues and all kinds of stuff, while PlayStation was like zooming ahead in terms of performance. Which was insane because a lot of people were like, oh, just because Xbox is more powerful, then obviously that means that's the better console. And it's like, but then PlayStation showed out hardcore, and they were like, yeah, but ours is actually made to do something, while the other one just has a bunch of empty power. Which is what I had said in the first place. Don't get me wrong, Xbox is still great, PlayStation is still great, both of them are great. But I just want to come full circle here from our first season and say, I told you so. I told you, motherfuckers.
None of it bothered me, No,
I mean, they're again.
I won't have to buy one, but
they're both so good that it doesn't matter, anyways. Doesn't matter what the issues that one might have over the other one is such a small amount that it doesn't matter. It does just get whichever and play with your friends. Ultimately, that's what we said before. Yeah, but.
That's all. That's what video games are made for.
And Simphus would be sad if I didn't say PC Master Race at least one time.
Oh yeah, but, PC Master Race for sure.
But still. Anyways, Final Fantasy VII's Remake came to PC here this week, which was crazy because everyone was sure that game was going to stay PlayStation exclusive, and it didn't. It came to PC because PlayStation, I guess, eventually decided, fuck it, we'll let them have it eventually. Just give it like a year or so after each game release, and they can have it on PC too, which is great. Ultimately, that's the best way to do it, is maybe exclusive at first, and then let other people play your damn game.
And I bet you
make more money.
That's what they'll do with Skyrim for sure.
I think they will. See, the thing was, when they bought it, I was like, dude, this is huge. And people were like, are they going to make Elder Scrolls exclusive or not? I didn't think they would, because I was like, no, Bethesda makes so much money from pushing it out on everything ever that they're going to do the same thing with another Elder Scrolls, right? And I was like, but Starfield Wouldn't surprise me at all if they pushed it only on Xbox, which they are. They are doing that. But it wasn't going to surprise me because I was like, it's a new IP from Bethesda, so that would make sense if they kept it, if they kept that one exclusive, because they don't know what numbers that game's going to do anyways. So they can test with that. But yeah, then they were like, no, Elder Scrolls is going to be exclusive. And I was like, dude, are you losing money? What's the move here? But I think they'll sell Xboxes for sure. I have a PC, so I just play it on PC. But
yeah, we ain't got to worry about it.
That's the
good thing about PC is usually, unless it's going to be like God of War, when it was an exclusive for years and years.
2 years now, 2 or 3 years. And then it came to PC. But admittedly, I don't think they'll do that with God of War 2. I think it might be a year before it comes to it, because it was during God of War's life cycle that PlayStation started doing that, where they were like, all right, just let them have it on PC. So I think it'll probably be a little bit more regulated how long between coming to PC. Destiny 2 is getting a new expansion, of course. Destiny 2 is always good. I haven't played it in forever. Yeah, I don't play it myself. Yeah, but
just gets boring.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a grindy MMO. Some game called Splinterhead. It's from the Silent Hill director. It looked crazy and weird. The trailer did at the Game Awards. Nightingale looks like a game that we all might be interested in. It's a survival crafting game in a shared world. And you basically build up your little base somewhere, and you have magic and guns, and it's just another sandbox survival kind of game. But it looks fun, and it looks like it has enough of a twist and different kind of stuff that I think it'll be pretty cool. That's a game that I'm kind of looking forward to myself. Lord of the Rings Gollum got another trailer. It was another cinematic trailer, and frankly, I'm done seeing cinematic trailers for that game. I get it. It's Lord of the Rings, and it's about Gollum. We've seen gameplay for like an hour. Just throw out some more gameplay trailers before the game comes out. I don't care to hear about the story anymore. I get it. I know what it's about. Somerville is a post-apocalyptic, like, Limbo type game. If you ever played Limbo or saw Limbo. It's an indie-looking action-adventure game. It looks cool, though. Cuphead's getting a DLC. Sonic Frontiers is a big open-world Sonic video game coming out, and it has me fucking nutting right now as we speak. Because I like the old Sonic games. I like side-scrolling Sonic games. That's where it came from. But when I was growing up as a kid, on GameCube, I had Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. And on Dreamcast, I had Sonic Adventure 1. And they were semi-open world traversal games. It like you at least got to the next level by going, open world and talking to people and doing stuff. And Sonic 2006 kind of killed the idea of Sonic open world anymore for a lot of people. It didn't for me. I'm definitely on the minority on this, but I had a fun time with it. But it was weird. The story was weird for sure, but I thought it was a fine game. But this game looks incredible. The graphics do and everything. It looks insane. So I'm excited to see Sonic come back to open world stuff. Speaking of open world, I want to talk to you about open world stuff for a second here in a minute, but let me get through the rest of this here. Warhammer Vermintide 2 is getting a DLC. Cool. Chia is an open world adventure game. Looks kind of like Breath of the Wild. A little bit. Kind of gives me some raft vibes because the little girl's riding around on rafts and she can glide and stuff. It looks cool, fun. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a new single player game coming out. And that looks cool. DC hits games pretty well. The Marvel games have been hit or... Yeah, the Marvel games have been hit or miss, like the Avengers game that came out. A lot of people shit on it. Guardians of the Galaxy, on the other hand, seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, I watched somebody play that. It looked pretty, damn good.
Yeah, it does. It seems to be pretty good for the most part. But the DC games, they had the Batman Arkham games and stuff like that. DC's just been killing it with their Batman, video games.
My favorite.
Yeah. So this should be fun, especially since Suicide Squad is big now. It's a big thing now. Forspoken is a Final Fantasy-esque game from Square Enix. Looks great. Like every Square Enix game ever. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 is actually like a shooter, a third-person shooter, and it looks pretty good. Saints Row got a new trailer. Fall Guys is having crossover with Nightmare Before Christmas. Dune has an RTS game coming out. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands looks great. It's a Borderlands game, except you get to actually customize your character and pick different abilities and stuff for your character. And it's, I would say, the ultimate evolution of where Borderlands is probably trying to go, and it should go. And it looks great. Also, the game is set in a world that's kind of like D&D, so that's cool too. Among
Waiting
Us.
for, man, we need to talk about Pathfinder too.
Yeah.
Or is that the right game I'm thinking of?
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
Yeah, we will. Among Us VR. Cool.
Cool. Actually, I'd be down.
Yeah,
I'm about to buy me a VR, I think.
Yeah, I want to as well. They're expensive though.
You can get that Quest 2, and they're about to get rid of having to have a Facebook account with it.
Oh, really?
That'd be a big thing. At the beginning of 22, they're supposed to get rid of it.
Okay.
For $300, I mean, you can have a VR.
Hell yeah. Doke V. Don't even ask me about it. It's a weird game. Got a music video reveal. It looks crazy. Steel Rising is literally a Soulsborne game, but you play as like a weird gothic fucking version of Pinocchio. I don't know another way to describe that. It just looks crazy. If you like Bloodborne and Demon Souls, Dark Souls, you'll like it. Metal Hellsinger, which is a Doom-esque like rhythm shooter game. Again, just some of that crazy, senseless killing demons. Star Trek Resurgence game from Telltale. Rumbleverse, which is a 40-player melee-focused battle royale game, drops February 8th, and it does look pretty cool.
Oh.
Plague Tale Requiem got a trailer. Dying Light 2 obviously got a trailer. I'm pretty psyched for Dying Light 2. Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt got another trailer, basically saying we took it off early access so we could work on it more. Thank you for playing for early access. GTFO finally actually launched, like full launch out of early access. Looks great. Halo the series trailer. An Elden Ring cinematic trailer, of course. Synced Off Planet. Don't know what that is. Arc Raiders. It's a free-to-play co-op shooter from developers behind both Battlefield and Star Wars Battlefront. And it looks cool. And then the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 experience, which I've played on PS5, and it's crazy. First thing I want to go back to real quick, though. Open world games. Valion, who's been on the podcast before, said this in the chat the other day. He said, he asked me what my opinion was on, like, open world Burnout, and is it too late for a Sonic open world game and stuff. Here's my thing. First of all, I want to ask your opinion. Do you think people are burnt out on open world games?
No.
No.
I look for fun open world games to play.
Yeah. Like,
I would rather play an open world game than almost anything.
I get what he's saying, because like Far Cry 6 came out and it sold a lot, but like not a lot of people.
Well, I don't think that has to do with an open world game. I think that just has to do with it. I mean, it's number 6.
Yeah. Well, it's not just
they've made a bunch of them, and I think it's all kind of the same thing, just with a different story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was saying like if I open like Firefox or whatever and I Google open world Burnout, that I'd get like a lot of articles and stuff talking about open world Burnout. But I don't think it's a thing. Like, the only like Reddit said something, and this was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. There's a Reddit thing that comes up, says open world Burnout is real, but that was 3 years ago, and we're still getting great open world games. And then there's the rest.
All the ones I see are from 2018, 2019.
Exactly. The rest of the articles say how to avoid burnout and finish any open world game. That's not talking about open world burnout. That's just saying it's hard to finish open world games because they're so big and massive. Here's how to avoid burning yourself out. But yeah, like I've looked and looked, because I was like, are people really getting tired of open world games? I don't think they are. Because
Huh.
I was telling him this, and he had some good points, and I don't want to feel like a dick, like I'm blindsiding him here without him being able to defend himself. But I thought it was an interesting topic to bring up because, like, the like Elden Ring is one of the most anticipated games of 2022.
I saw that.
It's highly anticipated. It's a Dark
It
Souls
looks cool.
game, but it's open world. And here, that's the only thing that changes the meta with that game is it's a Dark Souls game, so it's the same shit. But no offense, I mean I love those games too, but it's the same thing, but open world. And people are hyped as hell for it, you know, and they're hyped as hell 100%. Don't get me wrong, Guillermo del Toro and I think it's Guillermo del Toro and George R. R. Martin both are writing stuff for the lore and stuff like that, which is crazy in itself, and I'm sure that builds a lot of the hype. But I would say most people are excited for that game because it's so massive and open, you know, and so it's like that right there alone should say that, you know, open world Burnout isn't super relevant. Far Cry 6, while there's not a whole lot of people consistently playing it, it sold a lot. And Far Cry games are great they're great every time. Like, yes, they do the same thing just about over and over again, but if it works, it works. Call of Duty's taught us that.
Yeah.
But MMOs are doing probably better than a lot of MMOs have ever done. You know, like there are a lot of living MMOs all out at one time, and they all have a consistent player base right now. Final Fantasy's doing great. World of Warcraft is admittedly still doing decent, even though I hate to admit that. New World and
it's hard for World of Warcraft not to do good. You know?
Yeah. If I mean, it's definitely not the highest played MMO anymore, but yeah, if all that controversy didn't kill it, then it's probably not dying. Elder Scrolls Online is doing great. New World did great. Lost Ark's coming, and that's an MMO.
And it's fun.
Yeah, and it's great, and it's hyped up. So it's like
I like Lost Ark because I feel like it's just different than most MMOs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like open world Burnout is a thing, but this is something I want to go to the community with a little bit here. If you guys listening think open world Burnout is a big thing, hit me up on Twitter or come talk to me in my chat on twitch.tv/ZenithDarksky about it, because I want to hear about it, because I genuinely don't think it's relevant. Like, I don't think it's a thing right now. Because people are super hyped for a lot of open world games coming. And they're doing really well right now. So, I don't know. Either way. And what was the other one we were going to talk about?
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, yeah.
It hasn't been fully released yet. I haven't even played it yet.
I've played it
hard. It's hard for me to spend that much money on a game that's not fully released.
Yeah, I understand that 100%. I've had a great time with the little bit I've played, but at the same time, I don't want to play too much of it. Because I'm waiting for it to release so that I can get a full party like you, Simfis.
Oh yeah, weird.
You know, like
when it fully release, do they have a release date for it?
I don't know. Oh, Dark Alliance came out the other day. Baldur's the remaster, the port. Let me see, Baldur's Gate there. Get past my birthday thing on Steam here. I don't think it has a release date yet. I'm not seeing anything. It's got very positive reviews.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a killer game.
Oh yeah, I've had a great time with it. I don't think it has.
It's just hard for me to like. If I'm going to spend $60, I want it to be like worth, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. See, it hit real early access October 6th. So when I look it up, that's what the fuck I see. But I think it's when it's done type thing. I think it is supposed to come out this year because the original full release was supposed to be here at the end of this year. So this next year, it should come out for sure. It's a great game, though.
It said they're aiming for full Baldur's Gate 3 release date in 2022.
There you go. Yeah, that's a great game.
They don't have an official date for it, but
that's a pretty highly anticipated
October
game.
2020.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get near wrapping this up and stuff, Do you what do you so we were talking about delays earlier. Do you think we will see
Yes.
do you think we'll see more delays, or do you think they'll stop delaying as much and just make bigger release
No, I
dates,
think
like widen the gap?
I think there's always. I mean, there's been delays for years and years, like since like the time of video games, just about.
Yeah.
And
And
I think with the the more complexity that they put into video games, there's just going to be more delays. I mean, you can't keep making video games the same. You've always got to add more stuff to it to
yeah.
keep people interested and wanting to buy it, especially
Yeah.
if you have a franchise going off of it, like the Call of Duties and stuff.
Yeah. Um Also, I want to throw something by you here. It's kind of a theory of mine. Do you think with delays happening, and especially if they start, if they keep happening and stuff, do you think maybe some of those delays are a marketing strategy?
I mean, I don't know, because my thing, like,
Because like people
maybe
get
the only
sad.
thing I could think of is if they like are starting to put out the game, and maybe they feel like it doesn't have as much hype as it does, or maybe enough people haven't seen it yet. Then I guess they could delay it and try to get more people interested in it before
Yeah,
they release it. I think that could be a very plausible thing, but I wouldn't. I don't know. Like you'd have to be like a dev of the game or something like that
yeah,
to know that.
yeah. Well, I say that because like it was every time Cyberpunk got delayed. I mean, obviously it still came out in a bad state, and it shouldn't have come out when it did. But even though I had fun, I do want to say I haven't publicly been able to say it on the podcast or anything. I played Cyberpunk 2077 day it released. I didn't have all the glitches and stuff. I got lucky,
Yeah.
admittedly, but I had a great time in the game. It's a fantastic game. It's Skyrim level RPG for sure. And I think people are starting. It's been getting better reviews recently, and people have been going back and changing the reviews now that they fixed a bunch of stuff. The game's great. If you haven't played it, you should play it. But as Cyberpunk was, getting closer to its release date, they were like every time the game got delayed, instead of people being mad about it, they're getting more and more and more hyped.
Yeah.
And so that's why that theory comes up, because I'm sitting here like,
I guess
wonder if
there's
some of
something in the
these.
back of people's head that they're like, oh, they're delaying it to make it even better.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, that is the goal of a delay. They want to make the
Yeah.
best game possible, and so they need more time. But that doesn't always happen, obviously. But as we've seen, but it's just weird that, like, ever since, like, because delays have been around for a long time, but like not as dense as they are nowadays. Like 2012, like there were you rarely ever saw a delay or anything. And then like as we got closer, like 2015, 16 into 17 and 18, it just started picking up. Like delays picked up and picked up and picked up, and like huge amount. I'm sure if I was to look at like the Google Trends of a game, like let's say, video game delay on Google Trends here, and then let's do like from way back when here. Let's go. Yeah, like I said, 2013. Let's go like around there to now. Like video game delays happen and stuff, but I want to say they started happening more and more frequently as time went on. And they feel like they've definitely happened more often recently. And admittedly, maybe it's just because the press hits on the delays more often. I don't know.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. It's weird. So that's why I was like, are some of these games not getting delayed? Are they just saying that like to get people hyped?
It could definitely be.
Yeah. That's about all the actual like questions and topics we have for this episode. To wrap it up, It's been a big episode. It's been a lot of stuff to go through here. Admittedly, it might be better that there were only two of us, because we still hit about the 2 hour mark with only two of us.
We'd be talking forever.
Yeah, I wanted it to be 2 to 3 hours, but now that I'm sitting here and we're at like hour 50 something mark before editing and stuff, I'm sitting here like, woof, with 4 or 5 people like I originally planned on having in here. We may have only been like halfway through. So.
Oh yeah, we'd probably still be talking about what games you like playing.
Yeah, we wouldn't have hit the controversies yet, and then that would have thrown us into another 3 hours. But either way, I'm glad you came, man. I expected Synthus to be here, man, but he's
he's a sleepy boy.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll be back on another one.
Yeah,
you'll have us.
I want this. Oh, for sure. I want this season to be more chilled out and just shooting the shit and talking about games and stuff. And obviously, each episode I'll probably bring up some like recent game news and stuff like that. But generally, I definitely want this one to just be more talked about games and stuff, and just chill out stuff. I got to build that listener base back up before I get into anything real crazy anymore. But thank you, man, for coming on here. Do you have anything, any channels you want to shout out or anything like that? I know you haven't been streaming. You've been working your ass off, so.
That's all I do is work. I ain't got much time to do anything anymore. But nah, I don't really. Not nothing besides other people's.
Yeah. If he ever picks up streaming or anything again, if you guys want to check him out, he has a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/beardedmors. The Mors is Mors. Bearded is bearded. You can check out Synthus. He would have been here. Twitch.tv/Synthus. CENFUSS. I know he's been doing more YouTube videos this past year.
YouTube.
Yeah, and that is the same. It's just CENFUSS over on YouTube. Check him out. Huge shout out to you guys have heard me talk about him on the podcast and stuff before. Dread is what I call him, but he's got a YouTube channel, Harry Potter YouTube channel, if you're into that. I'm going to probably have him on the podcast at some point this season to talk a little bit about hype for the new Harry Potter game coming out. That's supposed to be pretty big. Even I'm hyped for it, and I'm not even a huge fan of Harry Potter.
I don't even know there's a Harry Potter game coming out.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Harry Potter like RPG. And it's not like you're playing as Harry, you're playing as like your own character, so
yeah, shit. The PvP with fucking that'd be cool. They made it like multiplayer PvP.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be multiplayer, but
spells and shit. That'd be cool as shit.
You just treat it like a shooter, just magic. Like I don't see what the difference would be, but either way.
Guardian of your saw.
So we'll I'll have him on here, but you guys can check his YouTube channel out. I don't want to get this wrong. I think it's Fantastic Reddens and Where to Find Them, because it's a play on the Fantastic Beast name. I'll check real quick here for you guys, just to make sure that I've got that right.
What?
Yeah, it is Fantastic Reddens and Where to Find Them, because his last name is Redden, Reddin. He does a lot of YouTube, like a lot of Harry Potter stuff, and he's got like huge collections of Harry Potter stuff. He does great content over there in Harry Potter stuff. I'm glad to see him doing great too. And then me, obviously, twitch.tv/Zenith Darksky is where you can find me when I'm live streaming through the week. Also, my YouTube channel, Zenith Darksky, as well. Plans for the podcast here is, like I said, for this season, it's just going to be real talkative, real chill. Best way to spread podcast like promotion is word of mouth, still to this day. So be sure you guys, tweet out about the podcast. If you have any thoughts or opinions or topic ideas or anything like that, send that to me at darkskygamenews@gmail.com. And I might respond to you. I might use your topic. Depending who you are, you might invite somebody or something like that to be on the podcast. Either way, check us out wherever you can find podcasts, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.